I think it's difficult to separate my just my regular life from working for Tokyo Cheapo and stuff. But I think the Tokyo seems a lot smaller to me now, because when you're being purposeful about exploring a place, it's quite different than just living in a place and just going your day to day. You'll just catch the train, go to work, come home. You might find a few interesting places around the neighborhood or something. But if you're if you're writing content and you're trying to communicate with your audience, you really have to be quite purposeful. And you see a new shop, instead of just like walking past it, you walk in, you start talking to the owner, find out what's going on. You really have to be quite outgoing, which I guess naturally I'm a bit of an introvert, so that's kind of brought me out a bit. I don't mind going into places, and I'll start talking to the customers, I'll start talking to the staff, and getting recommendations for the area. So it's I feel like a lot more part of the city, I guess, as well.
From going out there and kind of putting yourself out in the wild, so to say, and meeting the staff, meeting the owners.
Yeah.
Have you created some kind of connections with places where you still go back to now, years after, regardless of having to write an article about them or not?
Not many, to be honest, because what I tend to do is I'm one of those people who I'll go to a restaurant, and then the next time I'll go to the restaurant next door. Like the thing is, if I'm that's kind of a downside of running a website. It's like everything in your life kind of becomes content. So there's certain places I'll go. My immediate neighborhood I'll go to all the time, but a lot of places I'll if I go to Shinjuku and I went to one place last time, I'll go to somewhere else because I've already been there. So I've got to get the next kind of place and the more information.
So how do you choose between two places? Because I'm sure that if you eat out every single day of your life, you still couldn't eat at every place that's out in Tokyo.
No, you can't.
So you have to choose between different things. But there really are restaurants and cafes for all types of consumers.
I have a small problem in that respect because I don't eat meat. So I'm a pescatarian. So I eat fish, eggs, dairy, etc. So it actually limits where I can eat. But I think that's an important aspect of writing as well, because something that's a bit different to the regular Japanese consumer is like someone from overseas. They tend to have quite unique dietary requirements or cultural needs or whatever, that kind of thing. So there's a few members of our staff that have quite different diets as well. So it's good to be sensitive to that kind of thing, and I think that's missing from a lot of Japanese publications, where they'll have Japanese reporters who go out and then they'll translate it into English. And I think it's still something. It's improved a lot, but I think it's still something that could improve a lot in Japan, like catering to different veganism. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's really taken off in the last couple of years. But
we've had a vegan on the podcast a few months back, and although it's changing, it's still kind of quite limited where you can go and what you can eat at those places, because also maybe a lack of understanding of what it means to be vegan.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing I get. Like it's very difficult for me to explain my diet in Japan, because I say I don't eat meat, and they go, "Oh, you're vegetarian." I go, "No,
I eat fish, I eat eggs, I just don't eat meat."
But that seems to be it's almost like a black and white thing. So it's like you're either vegetarian or not vegetarian. So
did you find a way to actually explain it smoothly, or are you still
I still struggle.
Yeah, this is one thing that is quite interesting, that all of those kind of dietary preferences for allergic reasons, for example, or religious reasons, have developed around the world, but none of them have really developed here in Japan, despite us all being still human. And I would assume some Japanese people are also allergic to certain types of food or cannot eat certain types of food, but it seems much less prevalent here.
Yeah, it's definitely changing. It's the last probably 5 years in Tokyo. I mean, the whole inbound boom has kind of helped as well. There'll be you'll go to places and they'll have like little vegan marks on the dishes that don't have meat in them, and they'll talk about allergies and things like that.